Hello, everyone. My name is Eric Cave. I'm the director of Next Gen Ministries for the Pacific Northwest Conference. And today I'm really excited to introduce you to my friend, Marco Bracamontes. He is
Hello.
the youth director at Midway Covenant, pretty new there. And we're glad to have you in our conference. And it's really been really fun getting to know you. And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to introduce you to everybody else. So, Marco, why don't you begin by just sharing with us a little bit about what is your personal and ministry background?
Yeah, awesome. Hello, everybody. So my background, I've been in ministry my whole life. My parents were youth pastors. I've been a part of the music church worship for
Hmm.
a while now as well. Ever since I was 8 years old, I played on stage. I played bass. And growing up there, my parents were youth pastors, and we would always go out with the youth. And they
Mm.
would always go out in the heart of Seattle and giving out food to the homeless people and just doing a whole bunch of stuff for ministry, for the youth ministry specifically. And that's where it all started off. That's where it all started off. Yeah.
That's great. So, tell us a little bit more about what are you passionate about in ministry and life right now?
Oh man, right now that I started working at Midway, serving at Midway is it's a great community that we can build up. So the Midway Church is right across the street from a middle school, an elementary school, and a high school. And once a week during school hours or after school hours, we do a big feeding for people who just want to cross the street, come over and get some
Hmm.
food. It's a huge
Hmm.
community outreach that I'm really excited about. I'm super excited about that.
That's great. And I know that you are bivocational at
Yes, sir.
Midway Covenant. So, what do you do when you're not doing ministry? Uh,
I do a lot. I do a lot. I'm currently a full-time student at University of Washington,
mhm.
getting my bachelor's degree in biomedical science. Um,
Biomedical science. That's cool.
yeah, yeah. I have 1 year left. I have 1 year left too. Yeah, but I also do. I work in the music industry as well. I'm a director of a music school, a Christian music school, called Instituto Canción. Uh,
Mm.
and we serve all of Seattle, Tacoma, Canton area, and people they come to us and we help them grow in faith and specifically music in the music and also as a leader in the music industry as well. So it's a lot of ministry focused stuff that I do.
Yeah, you have a lot going on.
Yes, sir.
And do you have a family too? Tell us about your family.
Well, I don't have a wife. I'm single, no kids or anything like that. But I have two dogs. One's named Phil, one's named Prieta, and they're both Shepherd Huskies. Yeah, and I have my whole family here, my close family, relatives as well, cousins, uncles. We're all up here in Covington and in Washington. I'm from Covington, Washington, but they're everywhere in Washington. So
Yeah, great. And tell me really quickly, how did you get connected with Midway?
yeah, so it was by the music school. So we were looking for a new place to rent, and another pastor well, actually my pastor, he connected me with Pastor Sean, who's the lead pastor at Midway. And from there, we started renting there, and then like maybe 2 or 3 months in. They said, "Hey, we're looking for a youth pastor, and you'd fit in perfectly." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll give it a shot." I was already a youth leader at my home church, so I kind of felt like it was. I at the time I didn't feel like it was a big jump from being a youth leader to a youth director, but it's been a big jump. It's been a big jump for sure, but it's been a fun experience, and I'm excited to see what comes out of it.
Yeah, good. I'm really glad you're there. How can we be praying for you?
Yeah, yeah. Right now you could be praying for me by asking the Lord to give me strength. It's a big jump for sure. Trying to get a new lessons out every Sunday. We try to do youth meetings during the week as well. And we have low numbers there, but we're praying that all even though there's low numbers there, that those youth there are being their hearts are being filled by the Lord.
Hmm.
And I pray for my community as well. Not everybody in our community goes to church. A lot
Hmm.
of them stay home on Sundays, and
Yeah.
I pray that a lot of them do see Christ and they see our building, our church as somewhere where they can connect themselves as well.
Mm.
So
Good. Well, thanks for sharing those things, Marco. I promise to be praying for you. I hope our viewers will as well. And we'll include your contact info
yeah,
below if anybody wants to follow up or just give you a word of encouragement as well. So, okay, so as is our custom, we
Mhm.
have some fun kind of quick fire questions to ask you to get to know you a little bit better. So you ready to go? Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Okay, first one. Tell us what's one thing that you couldn't live without?
I could not live without music. It's a big part of
Mm,
my life. Huge part of my life. I mean, it's also my job, so I cannot live without
yeah.
it.
What is your favorite place to be?
My favorite place to be lately this summer, I've been hiking a lot. I've been trying to do
Mm.
2 hikes a week, and I love just being on top of a mountain, overlooking the skylines of different cities. So yeah.
You have a favorite hike or favorite location?
My favorite hike, it's in the Cougar Mountains. It's called Poo Poo Point, following the Chirco Trail. Poo Poo Point, that's what it's called. It has two different landings, and it's a super nice hike. It's a pretty hard hike. It's about 5 miles,
Mm,
but you can see people paraglide off of it.
wow.
Like you can see them like set up the paragliders, and the air picks up the paragliders, and they just jump off the mountain.
Wow.
And I'm like, I
That
don't know.
sounds really cool.
I knew
That sounds really
that.
cool. Okay, I
Yeah.
gotta check it out. I'm gonna check out Poo Poo Point. Okay, next question. What is your greatest
Yes,
fear?
sir. My greatest fear sights.
That's
My greatest,
ironic.
even though I love being on a mountain, I see those paragliders jump, and I'm like, what if that parachute fails? Or even the secondary parachute. Heights for sure. I've been on top of the Space Needle multiple times, and I cannot stand at the very edge. I just those intrusive thoughts start coming in, and you're like, no, I'm backing
That's
away.
okay. I get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What would you most like to tell yourself at age 13?
I would definitely tell myself to put everything in the hands of the Lord for sure. Just giving the Lord my thoughts, my prayers, giving him my worries. I mean, even though as a 13-year-old, I probably didn't have that
Mhm,
many worries, but still, even the little things that might have came up as a 13-year-old
mhm,
that was like
mhm.
maybe a big thing back then, I would say just put it in
Yeah.
the hands of the Lord. He's got things for you in store. So
Okay. Last question. What is the greatest challenge you have had to overcome in your life so far?
I
You
know I
picked
chose
it.
that question, but now that I think about it. Probably the jump towards leadership for sure.
Mhm,
My
mhm,
first leadership role was at the music school.
mhm,
I was just a music theory teacher there, and then I got kind of pushed into the director role.
mhm.
Um, and for sure, just trying to find time in my busy schedule as a university student. For sure, saying, hey, you can't be lukewarm in Christianity anymore. You're a leader of a music school, a Christian music school,
Mhm, mhm,
and that
mhm.
jump, I really prayed to God for guidance and for help and for strength, and He gave it to me. And we're still working on stuff, but I thank God that He's holding me up and He's giving me the strength to fight battles. So yeah,
Yeah. Well, those were all great answers. Thank you for letting us get to know you. Marco, I'm so glad you're part of our conference and it's been really fun to work with you. And thank you for today giving us the time to share your story with us.